Good morning, guys. This is Juan De La Vega, and I'm going to just give you a run through on insurance toolkits and how I use it in the field to definitely navigate my way through the underwriting process with all the different carriers that we have. So, first thing is save to your screen the insurance toolkit website, which is just simply insurancetoolkits.com. You hit the login, and you guys should already have my login information. When you log it in, this is the home screen that you're going to see. Just going through a few things. I have it already preset as far as customized carriers, the carriers that we use. When you look at the middle part there, you'll see FEX, which is final expense. You can also check term. I don't mess with the Medicare sup or the hospital indemnity or anything else. I just use it mainly for the final expense and the term products. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using the final expense only, okay? So right now it's in the quoter screen, and you'll see that there's a handful of things that we have to enter in, and I'm just going to run through an example with some just example meds, and then I'm going to actually do some examples with some tougher meds, okay? So first off, face amount. Enter in a face amount. So we're going to put in $15,000. Coverage type, we're going to leave it level because when you enter in the medications over here on the right-hand side, it'll determine or knock out if you're level, if you're graded, if you're guaranteed issue. Okay? The next thing that you do throw in is if it's going to be male or female. So we're going to leave it male. State, we're in Ohio. Date of birth, 10/12. 1956, let's just say. So this person's 67 years old. I like to enter in the height and weight because certain carriers do have knockouts if they're obese or the weight is too high. Royal Neighbors, for example, does not have a height and weight chart. So we're going to put in 5'10". Oops, not like that, you're not. 5'10". Yes, I make mistakes too. 210 pounds. Nicotine use, please answer this one because it's going to throw it off if you do not. I'm going to say none for this example. And then very important, the last one, payment type. You can put in, if it's going to be a checking or a savings EFT, you can put in Direct Express, which is different from credit card, and a debit card. Direct Express, the carriers that take Direct Express will be Great Western and Prosperity. Mutual of Omaha also takes it. And I'm sure there's another one that's in there. American General, which is Corebridge. They will take it on their guaranteed issue product and as well on their simplified issue whole life. If you forget to do that, you're going to eliminate a whole bunch of them. If your customer's on Social Security and they're using a Direct Express card and you don't change that, you're going to have some issues. You're going to be getting carriers that you're not going to be able to use. So again, for this example, we're just going to use a savings checking account. All right, so I'm going to leave it on bank draft EFT. Over on the right-hand side, you can either put in the health condition or you can put in the drugs. What I like about putting in the drugs is that it leads to connecting questions called indicators that you have to answer while you're sitting in front of the client. So let's just put one in that's pretty common, metformin. Okay, when you put in metformin, you're going to see there's a couple different ones. Please look at the bottle, and if there are letters or words after the metformin, put that in there, okay? So metformin, here are the indicators. Diabetes, no complications. Diabetic nephropathy for the kidney issues. Diabetic neuropathy, okay? So those are complications of diabetes. I'm going to say for this example, we're going to keep it simple and just go no complications. You'll see that it goes to the next screen, okay? If they're still using it, don't touch that first line, currently taking. The second part, date of first fill. I don't mess with the exact date, but I do play with the year. So let's say that this person's been using it for 6 years. You hit the year and you just go back 6 years, 2018. Now there's going to be a couple more connecting questions. Has there been any uncontrolled diabetes in the past 10 years? I'm going to say no. Has the prospect had any changes in their diabetic medications? In other words, have they added more medications in the past year? Has the dosage increased or decreased? All right, so this person, no. I am used to asking this question after I ask if there's been any change. Hey, what is your A1C rate, your most recent A1C rating? Is it less than 8%? Yes, it's 6%. Awesome. All right, so let's put in another one, lisinopril. And again, if you see, I'm starting to type the medication and it'll autofill, okay? So I'm gonna go lisinopril. Different indicators for lisinopril. It could be used for congestive heart failure if it's paired with a water pill like furosemide or Lasix, okay? That is an indicator of congestive heart failure. If they had a heart attack, they could be on lisinopril. Or a majority of what I'm seeing out here is high blood pressure controlled, okay? Data first fill, again, we're going to go back. They've been taking it since 2020. Is the prospect compliant as far as taking their medications? Yep, take it every day, and that is it. All right, let's go with another one, atorvastatin. Okay, atorvastatin, high cholesterol since 2020. That's a simple one there, okay? So we're going to use that just in as an example for right now. You're going to scroll down to the bottom and you're going to get quote. When you hit get quote, it is going to list from least expensive to most expensive, okay? And I don't have any knockouts with this one. Oh, there are a couple knockouts, okay? Aetna Protection Series not offered in Ohio. AmAm Family Choice declined due to height weight restrictions. Really? I put mine in there and they're saying I'm overweight. That's awesome. And then Sika is not available in Ohio as of yet. But let's take a peek. And so Aetna preferred, you'll see coverage type, monthly premium, and then you have some actions off to the side. You can go straight to the e-app or you can do a comparison, okay? And I'm going to show you how this works. One of my favorite carriers is SBLI. So I'm going to go with SBLI because their e-app is super simple. They give you a decision before you put in the banking information. They're very, very, very easy to deal with, and their rates are usually at the top. So I'm going to point out SBLI to the client. $15,000 of permanent whole life coverage. Your monthly investment is only $92.77. Okay? At that point, the customer may say, Juan, that's a little bit too high. And I always thank the client for being honest. I appreciate you being honest with me. You know your budget better than I do. $92 is a little bit too high. What were you thinking? Something closer to $80? I'll always do a small drop to keep them closer to the 92, especially in this case if, they said they wanted a traditional burial. 15,000 is kind of where you want to be. Now, if they did say that, I'm going to do a cremation, I just wanted to leave a little bit of money to, my son or something like that, my grandkids. All right, well, maybe we could play with 10,000. So if you look over towards the right-hand side, underneath of e-app, there's the compare button. Hit the compare button, and it brings up the coverage options. So I'm going to show some options. Something around $80 was affordable. So I'm going to put in $10,000. I'm going to put in $13,000. Oops, not 113. $13,000, and let's put in 14,000. There's a reason why I do this because if you show them as many options as possible, they'll see that the difference between 13 and 14 isn't that big, or 10 and 13 isn't that big, and sometimes the client will bump themselves. Reminding the client it's got to be something that's affordable. I need you to keep this. This doesn't do you, me, or your family any good if you got to cancel this thing after 6 months or a year, 6 months or 1 year because you bit off more than you can chew. I stress that heavily. Hit compare quotes, scroll down, boom. Everything is right in front of us. And this is what I'm saying. $10,000 is under what they said that they can afford. All right, it's only $63.24. $13,000 is $80.96. But to get another $1,000, $14,000 is only another $6 a month. I always show this to them. I'll write it down, but it's really effective if you turn the screen around and just show them and say, here's where we're at. Let me ask you a question. Which one makes the most sense? Which one do you want to get started with today? And let's say that they pick $13,000 because that hits right on the budget, okay? We're going to go with $13,000 and you see the e-app button, okay? If you have your passwords already programmed into SBLI, I'm simply going to touch e-app and it's going to shoot to SBLI. I put in my code, I have it saved on my iPad, hit enter, and it goes into the SBLI website. And then for final expense, you go all the way down to useful links, hit final expense, and this is what's going to start the e-app, okay? All right, so that was the example for SBLI. I'm going to get those out of there, and we're going to go back to Toolkits. If you want to go back to the quoter, just hit quoter up in the upper left-hand corner. So now let's get a little bit crazy here, all right? I'm going to put in Suboxone, S-U-B, and you see it actually just starts to pre-fill. I'm going to hit Suboxone. Suboxone is one of those tough medications used to treat alcohol and drug abuse, all right? Pain pills or sometimes the harder stuff. Okay, let's look at the connect error indicators. Still taking it. Date of first fill, well, 2 years ago, 2022. Next question. Has there been any abuse-related narcotics without a prescription? Okay. If they're taking prescription pain pills, Vicodins, or anything that is used for pain, no. And this is a tough one because sometimes the client has been using something harder, heroin, things like that. You need them to be honest with you. You need them to be honest because it's going to be part of their medical record. So let's just say this is a yes. Okay? Hit get quote. It's changing up everything. If you look now, different companies have popped up. Okay? And I'm still using these medications. So diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, but we did have some drug abuse in there, okay? Mutual of Omaha now pops up as the top one. Now, if you look to the right side, underneath of actions, you'll see a $sign, you'll see a gray eye, you'll see a question mark. Let's play with this real quick. All the $sign is telling you is that if you write a graded product, the commission from your level coverage commission can be cut or is cut up to 40% for clients between the ages of 45 and 80. Let's see what it says for Great Western. Same thing. For graded, compensation is cut up to 40% between 50 and 85. All right. So anytime you see a $sign, AMAM is a return of premium. It doesn't cut it as much. Okay. And if you don't see a $sign, that means that the commission is actually the same across the board no matter what. This thing just is amazing because it takes the guesswork out. It reminds you, it can help you see what you're going to get paid with different companies. There's no need to memorize all the companies. Insurance Toolkits guide you through it each and every time. All right, so let's take a peek at the I. The I is kind of neat. When you hit I, it tells you what type of plan. Here's what I got to caution you about, all right? Graded, to me, means 30% of the face value the first year, 70% of the face value the second year, 100% of the face after the second year, year 3+, all right? Different companies have different definitions. You look at graded with Mutual of Omaha, it's return of premium. It's a return of premium, which is no different than a guaranteed issue, okay? So that's going to have an influence on which way I go, all right? Let's check out Great Western. Let's see if Great Western is a true graded product. Yes. So when I look at this, I see the Mutual of Omaha is only $109, but Great Western is a true graded product. First year, 30%, second year, 70%. Should that client pass away within the second year of having this policy with Great Western, it's paying a lot more money than what Mutual of Omaha is. So that is something that is to the client's advantage. And again, anytime that you see an I, take a peek at it. All right. Same thing with guaranteed issue for Corebridge. It's go down, return a premium. And this thing is just so neat. Return a premium for AMAM, I know it's going to be 110%. All right. Well, they do have some different things in there. Ooh, look at that. Because the person is under the age of 65, AMAM return a premium isn't a 2-year, it's 3 years. So they don't get the full amount until the 4th year. Once again, guys, this is how you can learn your products, is by using insurance toolkits, playing around with the iDots, because it's going to teach you, it's going to show you. And if you're in the house, rather than give misinformation to the client, tap on the I and the explanation is there. All right. SBLI, price is getting high, but I'm just playing around with it. But look at that, SBLI, their return of premium is 5% the first year, 10% the second year. Let's keep on playing because this is kind of awesome. CFG, Colombian Finance Group, it's even different. Return of premium on their grade, it's only 6%. So you see, and the premium's a lot higher. And then that's it. But if we go down to the very bottom, you see all these grays. These are the reasons why they were declined by these clients, okay? Sika, if treated for Suboxone for alcohol and drug abuse within 2 years, you can write them, but it's going to be guaranteed issue. The reason it's not showing up is that the product's not being offered in Ohio. Transamerica, if ever treated with, look at this, metformin for diabetes, you could use immediate solution standard. However, because they're on Suboxone, within the last 2 years, it's a decline. Royal Neighbors, if treated with Suboxone within the last 18 months, it's a decline. If treated with Suboxone for AMAM, family choice, it's a decline. So this helps you learn the different carriers and the different medications, okay? Because the different medications will also have an impact on what does what. All right, let's play with this again. Let's take out Suboxone just simply by hitting the X, all right? But I am going to put in, we're going to put in another one, which is gabapentin. Start typing, it pulls up, boop, hit it. Diabetic neuropathy. Do you see the little light bulb? It is extremely intelligent. Toolkits is extremely intelligent because there is metformin and the combination of gabapentin. It's automatically saying that it is a complication of diabetes. This person has diabetic neuropathy. You may be able to argue it if the person was never diagnosed with neuropathy in the legs or something. Maybe they had back surgery, knee surgery, and they're taking it for that. Different carriers will allow you to enter in comments to help argue that it's not diabetic neuropathy. It's a little bit tough, I'm not going to lie to you. But again, Insurance Toolkits gives you the light bulb and warns you, hey, this is probably going to trigger, so it's going to have an effect on underwriting with different carriers. So let's play through with this one, all right? Date of last treatment, still taking it. Date of diagnosis, we're going to go back 2020, okay? Insulin use, no, we're not taking insulin. Uncontrolled diabetes, no uncontrolled diabetes. A1C rating less than 8%, yep, it was 6.1. And let's see here. We're going to put in diabetic neuropathy. Boom. And it's going to go through the same thing all over again. Boom. Diabetes, nope. A1C, yes. And there you go. So now I have a new medication in there. See the little light bulb with the plus sign indicating that there is diabetic neuropathy. Hit get quote and watch the carriers change. Ta-da! There we go. Now, different carriers have different niches, okay? If you have somebody who is diabetic and they're overweight and they have neuropathy, look at Royal Neighbors. Big old star by them. $99, and it is simplified issue, all right? Which means same-day coverage. Corebridge, not too bad. Just a few dollars more, and that's their Legacy Max product, which is a simplified issue, whole life product, same-day coverage. Not bad. It's only $3 more, okay? Transamerica jumps up. Mutual of Omaha goes to graded, all right? Why does it go to graded? Because of neuropathy. Corebridge, another product, guaranteed issue. And you can see it just going up and up and up. AMAM, neuropathy, is something that is return a premium each and every time. So obviously, we're going to stay towards the top, and I'm going to go Royal Neighbors, okay? I'm going to hit compare because we want to look at some other options. The client this time says, well, Juan, can you show me some options? $15,000, because now we see it same day, $20,000, and $25,000. Okay? Royal Neighbors, leverage coverage, complete or compare quotes. Scroll down, right there. Mr. Customer, here are some options for you. $15,000 is only $99 a month. $20,000 to protect your family is only $130.55. $25,000 only is $162.10. All right? You're never going to be this young again. Which one makes the most sense? These face amounts, and these premiums will be locked in for life. Which did you want to protect your family with? You know what, I could do the 120 or the 130 in the middle. Let's start with 20,000. We can always add more later. Okay. Hit the e-app. Goes right to Royal Neighbors. Log in. Password is already locked in. Boom. And it just goes right into their quoter system too. This is how easy and simple Insurance Toolkits is. Okay. And then if you want to start your e-app, X out of that. I just go Final Expense e-app. We're in person, and it just walks you through the whole process. Okay? This is what I love about Toolkits. Takes the guesswork out of it. Number one, we don't have to sit through all that. Takes the guesswork out of the underwriting. All right? Goes into more detailed questions connected to the medications, which is going to just save you time and give you an accurate experience or an accurate way of quoting something to a client, as long as they're being honest with you. The problem that I've run into, and I just wrote a Mutual of Omaha policy that we went through the medications. I'm sitting there actually with the daughter, and they're going through all the medications, and it indicated congestive heart failure, but they swore there was no congestive heart failure. But again, as I'm putting them in, furosemide with carvedilol with, these different ones, this thing just said CHF. So the daughter swore he was never diagnosed. I submitted it to Mutual of Omaha. It got rejected. So as long as the client's being honest with you, this is I'm going to say this thing is 99% accurate. Okay. I'll caution you also, the companies that do not have accurate underwriting with this system, with this tool, is Transamerica. Every time I pop in a Transamerica, it's got a red dot. Now, none of these have a red dot on there. Let me put in one that's going to trigger a red dot, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to put in furosemide. All right, furosemide being a water pill. I'm going to use it for edema, which is water retention. We're going to say that it's around the legs. Been using it since 2020. Next, daily dosage is 20 milligrams, so less than 60 milligrams. Next, is the water retention in the prospect's organ? Again, indicator of congestive heart failure. No, they have water and swelling around the legs. I'm going to hit get quote. Royal Neighbors is still there. Now, if you look, this is what I'm talking about. You see Transamerica and Mutual of Omaha, the little red dot. Tap on the red dot. Warning, furosemide might cause this case to be referred to an underwriter or could cause adverse reaction in the decision of immediate solution standard. Prepare to put notes on the application if applicable, otherwise proceed with caution. What does that mean, proceed with caution? Let the customer know if you're going to decide to go with Mutual of Omaha or Transamerica. Listen, this is going to go to an underwriter. And because of furosemide, it may change the decision. So I'm going to submit it, see what they say, and I'm going to get back to you because it's going to take about a day or so to get a decision. If you tell the client up front that this is going to be a possible issue, then it takes the sting off of when you have to come back and say, well, remember I said that may be an issue? Yeah, they didn't go for that, so we're going to try another company, all right? And you already have them up there. But in this case, again, ooh, look, even Royal Neighbors has a furosemide is a diuretic, which can change, which is a class medication that can sometimes trigger an adverse reaction. So yeah, that's one of the medications, and you're going to come across a couple of them as you play around with this. But that is a quick little breakdown of insurance toolkits, how I use it, how I do a comparison, how to enter in the medications with all the different connecting questions and indicators. Again, I gotta warn you before I get out of here. Let's let's change this over. Payment type. Let's say that this person has a Direct Express card only, and now I'm gonna get quotes. Watch what happens. It eliminates a handful. Okay. You see, Mutual of Omaha on this plan does not accept Direct Express. You'll see a couple of them. It says AmAm does not accept Direct Express. SBLI does not accept Direct Express. So it changes it over. But the good thing is, Corebridge does, Great Western does. All right? So looking at the best of all combinations, Corebridge doesn't have a red dot, even though I have furosemide in there. They do take credit card or Direct Express, so that's a positive. Great Western is another one that does. The difference between Great Western and Corebridge, if you're looking at their max product for Corebridge, they will advance you on credit card. On their guaranteed issue product, they will not. Great Western, whether it's guaranteed issue, same day coverage, graded, they'll take Direct Express, they'll take credit card, and they will advance on approval, making Great Western one of the preferred companies out there with some of the agents. All right. So guys, that is a breakdown of insurance toolkits. If you have any questions, please give me a call. My number is 412-657-4680. Call or text me, message me, whatever. But really, really, really get used to using this because it makes you look like a professional in the house. As long as you're getting the honest medications and honest explanations and dates off of the customers, this thing is 99% accurate. All right? Get out there, play around with it. Good luck today. And if you need anything, please